Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
As a Pennsylvania Mason, we wear tux to lodge if you're a line officer or an appointed officer. And what's interesting about that in large moving pieces, for me at least, is that there is a philosophical conflict between the preparing room and removing your outward appearances of wealth and virtue, and the sort of paradox of having to show up in a tux. And I think it's amusing in a lot of ways, largely because you know you are sort of symbolically stripped down to your knickers as a thing, and then all of a sudden you get all of that back as as you're reinvested with all of your clothing. I think it's important to kind of look at this in a lot of ways because I guess we'll start with my expression of it here. I love wearing the tux. I love wearing the tux. It's a weird thing. For me, it is like putting on a uniform. It is as much a part of the ritual experience for me as the ritual itself. It helps me put my right frame of mind on, um, so I can go to lodge. Now that said, the tux itself, the specific tux I have may or may not be the most comfortable one in the world, and that's kind of irrelevant. It's the sort of conceptual mind space. But how do you reconcile that with the outward appearances conversation that happens in the preparing room? I think is an important thing to understand because the quality of my tux, for example, or your tux, relative to somebody else's tux in the lodge, because there's a price range for all of those things. There is a design aesthetic and all that kind of thing. Starts to become like if you kind of look at it too long, your eyes go crossed. You go, oh, well, that guy's got a nicer tux, but we're all the same, but we're supposed to be meeting on the level, and it doesn't matter anyway? Question mark. So, when you're looking at things like this, like the tuxedo, or like sort of putting on your suit, as it were, um, it isn't again about any of the exterior stuff. There's going to be folks that rock a much smarter suit than I rock, and that's okay. Um, there are going to be folks that work off of a hand-me-down suit that they got from the Goodwill, and that's okay too. There, some of my fondest recollections are showing guys that don't know how to put on the suit, how to tie a tie. So you're gonna find that relationship between how you appear in lodge uh, is really has very little to do with everyone else there. It is an interior experience. It is um, a cementing of the ritual. Now, do I need the tuxedo to be a Mason? Nope, sure don't. I try and act that way all the time. But when it comes to going to lodge, putting that uniform on, it certainly does help. It gets me ready for the game. So, there's a lot to kind of think about there, and I'd love to get your thoughts on your experience with the tux or the suit, as it were, and how you think it relates relative to the other parts of the sort of craft. hit me up. Brian@masonswork.com. I'd love to get your thoughts, and maybe I'll reply to them in a future episode.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at masonswork.com, and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.